Crowd Pleaser is an option that we provide to our customers so they can have selection. We had customers that were buying large volumes of coffee, and we knew that our customers wanted more choices, but they didn't want to spend more money on the coffee. They wanted more choices. So that's why we started breaking it down in a little bit smaller volumes. We call that Crowd Pleaser.
Crowd Pleaser evolved from the thought of us not being able to meet the palate of the whole office. And so we took the 27 blends we had, broke them up into different tiers to make the choice easier. And then we wanted them to choose within the tiers of what they think would be most pleasing for them. So the tiers now are separated by art, which is something that we really wanted to bring in. So we wanted the customer to connect with each tier by the art on the box. If you notice, our crafted line is hardworking, simple coffee. It's wonderful coffee. Our artisan line is all of our hand blended coffees. So we wanted to show an artisan look to it. So you'll see the tooling, it looks like leather tooling. And then our exotic line, we wanted something really different, so we went with the leopard. So we hope everyone has fun there. The decaf line is green in color, which usually denotes decaf, but also too, we wanted to show that it's still shade grown coffee. So we had the kind of the rainforest look, so where the coffee is grown. Our next line is our flavored line, and it has a lot of different colors because the flavor line is like that. It's so vibrant and just spicy with color. And then the last one was our seasonal, where we incorporated all the different seasons into one box. So that's how you can tell as you move from crafted all the way up the spectrum, that you'll notice the colors come into play more. So the coffees not only get their profiles brightened, but the boxes also brighten as well. When I was on the truck, we had 40 count cases, and typically sold 2 boxes of coffee every 2 weeks. And the customer only had 2 choices at that point. Well, we were frustrated in that we felt like we had so many coffees to offer, but no way to get it into them. So we got it into 9 count boxes with an 8 count rack. So now we're able to go in, offer 8 different coffees, and they have a lot more fun with it.
It gives you, like we said, variety, a chance to change things up a little bit, all right? You go from one blend to a next blend. A lot of people get stuck on one thing, just like in life. You'll come in, you're comfortable with one thing because you've had it for so long. But then you introduce to something new, it's just like your mind's blown. And you open your horizon and you understand that, hey, there's different things out there. I can try this today, I can try this tomorrow. I can even try this today and tomorrow. And it just gives you a chance to mix it up. You hear exotic coffee and you're like, wow, I have to try that. And you hear crafted coffee, like, wow, I have to see what that's about. All different kinds of things. So when you're introduced to it and they try it, and they see their freshness and the different types of coffee that there are, there's no choice but to like it.
Well, when you're comparing Crowd Pleaser to single serve, what you're able to do is we're able to still provide a wide range of coffees. And it all goes back to single serve, and that's why single serve has always been so strong. You know, you have Keurig and the Green Mountain K-Cups, and you have Flavia or Altera, and the different types of pods that are out there. There's so many different types of single serve. Crowd Pleaser, which is an open brew style coffee, can bring that value by the variety that it brings. We have 29 different types of coffees that we can give you. That's variety that nobody else can touch in the open brew market.
The Crowd Pleaser has done so much for our office. It brings our associates to one meeting place. Most places have the water tank where they go and meet, but all of our people come and meet at the coffee bar. And that's because they have all the select varieties to come and enjoy, and they have all of the creamers, sugars, everything is there available to them, and we get our morning chats on while we're standing there making our coffee. So it has been easy for us to make the pots that we want. We don't have to wait for one pot to be emptied to change flavors. We can make all the different flavors at one time and have the variety of mixing if we'd like to mix the flavors. Some people like to create their own type of flavoring with what's available. So it has been wonderful for us to be able to have that opportunity to do that.
We have an account. It's probably been one of the accounts since this company has been around. They've come in, they've owned Folgers for so long. And I come in, I introduce, I said, hey, we have our different tiers of coffee, different crafted in different blends. Would you like to try samples of those just to get an idea? I say, Roderick, we've been on Folgers for so long. Everyone around here, that's just what we love. We've had this, I drink this at home. My granddad used to drink this, I drink this. And then I bring samples into them. By the time I come back 2 weeks, 1 week, whatever the case may be, and hey, you have more of that coffee? I'm like, yes, absolutely. As a matter of fact, we don't even want samples. Can you go ahead and bring us a couple boxes of those? And that turns into, hey, from 1 to 2 boxes next time, hey, can you bring us a case? And they just fall in love with it, and that's how you switch them over.
I have one customer, and she came to me and she said, hey, Eric, we want to introduce a new coffee. But then she ended up taking the Lay It On Me, which is one of our exotic coffees. When she sees me, she said, hey, Eric, lay it on me. And so that's one of the outstanding impacts that the Crowd Pleaser has done with our customer base. It's kind of just branded in the mind of our customers how awesome the coffee is, and it's become something fun. I'm training right now, and one of the things that I told them as it relates to our Crowd Pleaser is this. I told them, listen, man, you won't have a problem selling and satisfying and giving our customers the best possible service that you can and meeting their needs. And the reason is because you can accommodate every need.
One of the things when you're talking with a customer, make sure that you use a lot of our coffee verbiage. There's a lot of great verbiage available to you in training with Shane and things of that nature, but being able to describe and use the coffee is really critical for you to be able to sell the coffee. You're working for a company that has one of the most rare, unique opportunities for customers to enjoy coffees, because we sell all these unique styled, bodied, flavored coffees in smaller packs. Nobody else is doing this. And so this is an opportunity for you, if you get the cool of coffee and you can talk the language of coffee and you can understand it, use your catalog. It helps explain all the coffees. Then we have the tiers so you can see the differences in the coffees, and you can sell the coffees better when you get the cool of it. When we talk about what you need to know to run the business, to run your route, is the knowledge of what we have to sell, so you can be the subject expert.
So as a driver, when you're looking to describe the tiers to the contact, the main thing is to delineate the 6 of them. That's the first step. The second step, if you want to go into more detail, is to know what's in each tier, know the coffees that are within the tier. And then the third is you can have fun with the contact by bringing one box of each tier and explaining how the boxes describe the tiers.
Let's start looking at how you're going to prepare for the sale before the sale. So in terms of how you're going to prepare for that sale, what I would like you to do is let's start tiering your cards out ahead of time. We know that our SKUs are 1110 for crafted, 1111, 1112, 1113, so on and so forth. What I would do is, if I were you as a driver, let's go ahead and prepare for that ahead of time. So when you guys are remaking your route cards, let's go ahead and put those tiers already on there. Let's put some space in there and let's put the product there before you even sell it, because what you're doing is you're keeping it in your mind that you've already made the sale, and that's half the battle. Once you got that in there and you start to talk about that with your customers, you've already started pushing because it's already in your head that you're going to do it. And if you've got it there already and it's on your card, you're gonna make that happen. Now, most people are gonna have a light, medium, dark coffee most of the time anyway, and then a decaf. So why don't you put some space on there for the decaf coffees to already be maintained? Work with the contest participation and things like that. One of the things that you can do as a driver is make sure that you already have the customers that are maintaining seasonal products. Commit to that on your cheat sheet. Commit to that on your route card. Put the numbers there so that you know on that day that you're going to see these customers, they've taken seasonal products in the past.
Whether it's a big company, whether it's a small company, they have the same opportunity to be introduced to the best quality coffee. Everybody is on an even playing field. So the advantage to making a sale, the advantage to introducing quality coffee to your customer is there. You can't fail.
Remember that you're bringing value to the customer. These are opportunities that your customers are looking for. They just don't know it. When they think of Office Coffee Service or OCS, a lot of times they just thought about the coffees that they've always taken in the past. What we need to do is we need to change the paradigm of thinking and how people look at office coffee service. And what you're doing is you're changing it. You're the future of what coffee service is going to be now. So all you got to do is give that value to your customers by bringing in something, make them something, give them some samples, do something that's going to set yourself apart. You know, when we talk to Randy, a lot of times we're talking about the how we differentiate ourselves. I like to look at ourselves as we're the Cadillac or the limousine service. Everybody else, they're the cab drivers or the Hyundais. We're the Cadillac. Make yourself stand out by doing the things that show value. Bring the variety. Bring those differentiating coffees to your customer.
There's going to be a couple different situations you're going to walk into with our coffees. You're going to have customers that currently take Parks Coffee, and you're also going to have customers that don't take Parks Coffee. For a customer that's currently taking Parks Coffee, our hope is the ability for you to be able to broaden the spectrum of coffee that they take. So the idea of the tier is to take a breakfast blend and a house blend Parks Coffee customer who's in the crafted region and walk them through the different tiers. So the best way to do it is through the catalog. First explain where the coffee comes from, locally roasted, hand batched, all the good stuff that we talk about, the verbiage, and then walk her through the artisan line, the exotic line, the flavor, the decaf, and then the seasonals. As you walk through each one, you explain the differences between each. The one thing, if I were to say one word for each tier, okay, crafted, hardworking, simple. Artisan is hand blended, a lot of art in this blend. And then exotic is our spicy single origin coffees from the Antigua, Guatemala, Antigua region, Sumatran. We got our Colombian, which is two types. Our Sweet Maria is a lighter Colombian and a tall darkened Colombian. And then we'll move on into the decafs. Two different decafs there, a light and a dark decaf, and then our 4 flavors. Okay, so that's a good way to walk. But as you walk, look for different things that she's gonna be interested in. And then there's the other scenario where you're going in against a different coffee. Okay, which is going to be a Folgers or Starbucks, something else. And your goal is to convert them to Parks Coffee. All right, so as you go in, the biggest thing is the freshness proposition. So as you go in, and the freshness proposition is going to roll you back to our roaster, and that we roast for ourselves. Because we know that once we buy the coffee and source the coffee, which we work really hard to do, is that we source only specialty grade coffee, which is our specialty grade is above the 75 on the grading scale. We buy Arabica, high quality, expensive coffee for one reason, so that we're different. So when that coffee is roasted, we take that same roasted difference and we get it to the customer a lot faster. Because if you have a Starbucks or a Folgers in an office coffee setting, that coffee is set in multiple warehouses, while ours sits in our own warehouses and gets on the truck as quick as possible. We know that our coffee turnaround is 4 to 5 weeks, from green to roasted to drank. Okay, so the idea is to take it as quick as we can from the farm. Okay, once it gets delivered to us in green, to get it roasted and then to the cup to the customer. Once you go over those and she's interested, then the idea is to get her into a rack, and the racking option, okay? Because the best thing that we know and the difference is, instead of putting coffee down in the drawer, now we can get it on top of the real estate, which is our cabinet, and get it shown. Because we know that as a driver, if we display our coffees and we have them lined up, we're gonna use more coffee as a user within that account, okay? So you wanna display them. The goal is an 8 rack. With an 8 rack, we can definitely meet the palate. Even a 4 rack you can, but an 8 rack, you can definitely meet the palate. You can have each tier, one of each tier. You can have a seasonal, and then you can double up on the most popular coffee within the tier. So 8's perfect. Push for the 8, and once you get the 8, have her pick which one she wants out of each tier. That's the fun part. That helps you develop a relationship with the contact. So have that lineup of the different tiers, okay, through your catalog. Walk through each one. Okay, let's pick one out of the crafted. Okay, house blend sounds great. All right, let's go to artisan. Lazy Luke's an awesome coffee. It's gonna really do it's gonna really meet kind of the medium range guy. Let's go into the exotic. She'll have a lot of fun there. Maybe she wants to go something really extreme like molten lava java. Okay, she wants a volcanic soil coffee. Cool, let's go there. And then we're gonna go into a decaf and a flavored, and then we end with the current seasonal, and then just double up on what she's most excited about. So that's a really good way to fill your 8 rack. So once your 8 rack is filled, make sure she has enough back stock to replenish that, and then take note. Okay, the important part is to put on the route card what you dropped last time, because the box is usually not going to be there of what was drank most. So you need to have reference to go back to say, okay, that was good. All right, so you need to go back and have reference of that, and then spice it up time to time. So when you're with Sally and you say, okay, we've been drinking Molten Lava Java a lot for the last 3 months, I want to introduce a new coffee to your people. Let's go Tall Dark and Colombian, and let's try to see how they like it. Because we know that as people and as our clients, that we want to reduce stagnant. Okay, we want to reduce the same, so we always need to spice it up a little bit. But those are my things that I would do to introduce Parks Coffee.
We've invested a lot of money trying to make sure that we have a great product, and we do. Remember, our coffee is fresher than every other coffee service company and lots of other coffees in general, because we roast our own product. That's a huge differentiation between us and our competitors and lots of other coffee people. When we look at our coffee cycle, if you will, we buy beans from all over the world. We have professionally maintained equipment by our technicians. Water filtration, you know, we're great at that as well. Big part of coffee is water. And then we have our trained professionals, you out there servicing the customers, who rotate the product, make sure it's fresh. And we do that within our warehouse, on your truck, in our customers' accounts. And we're so much further ahead than our competition is. That's something that I hope that you hold with a lot of pride. A big part of selling Parks Coffee is you being proud of the company that you work for. We're proud of the company. We hope that you are too. And the more that comes through in your presentation and the way that you present it to the customer will come through. They'll catch the energy that you have when you're selling the coffee. Make sure you bring a lot of energy and excitement in talking about it.
And when you think of lineups, and as a roaster, as a beer maker, or whatever, you need enough differences to make your brand like whole. And that's the great thing about Crowd Pleaser. It makes us whole, because we can, like a painter, when he puts different colors around his palette, he's trying to make his picture whole. Well, with Crowd Pleaser, it's like this. We put all these different colors around our palette, and then we get to paint a picture of Parks Coffee as a brand. Because Office Coffee has had this picture for so long of hot and black and bulk. You know, it's always been like this Costco, no color or emotion environment, and now we're trying to change it into a lively boutique environment where the customer can choose which kind of road they want to go for the day, and then get excited about that coffee and really know the special parts about it. And that's our biggest obstacle.
And all these choices that really kind of came out of conversations, really focused on the customer. A lot of our ideas come from folks within the company that know the business model, understand what our customers want, and we try to listen to as many of those as we can and put those in play. But really, it's a customer-driven decision. That is why we chose Crowd Pleaser and developed and evolved into the Crowd Pleaser option of giving more choice.
So 1110 is crafted, 1111's artisan, 1112 is exotic, 1113 is flavored, 1114 is decaf, and 1004 is our seasonal. So as a driver, the most important thing is to have those tattooed maybe. No, the most important thing is have those memorized so that when you go into an account, you're ready to go right there with your handheld.
1110 is going to be your handcrafted. 1111 is your artisan tier. You're looking at 1112 for your exotics. 1113 will be your flavored coffees. Yes, 1113 is our flavored coffees. And then you have 1004 for your seasonals, and then 1114 for your decafs. And I may have switched those up. Can I check? Yes. Yeah, I got it right. So we got you right, man.